What's going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us for this episode of On the Vice, and we are going to bring you the Renegade. And it's a really cool pattern that it was inspired for me by my grandfather, who, whenever I run into the door of his house and I just say, "What's going on, Pap?" and he'd be like, "Renegade!" And man, that just brought just joy to my heart because he just loved me, and that just kind of made me really happy when I found out that there was a fly that was called the Renegade, and it's going to perfectly fit just the topic of the day here, as well as just throw you some ideas that you can do with the microsynthetic hurl that you can get at aquaticimitations.com. This stuff is amazing. It's revolutionary. If you've been following us, we appreciate you from the beginning. We can't be doing this without you. If this is your first time with us, thank you for joining the journey here, and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up to date with what's going on with us. We appreciate you. But this fly is going to be a very simple tie. We're going to use some brown hackle, and we're going to use that microsynthetic hurl in that black and green. And got my phone dinging. Give me 1 second to shut that off. This is real life, and we appreciate you. But we're going to also bring the microsynthetic hurl, like I said, in that center. That's going to help it float, but also bring that sparkle and also strength to the middle section of this fly, and that white creamish colored hackle for, well, is it the front or is it the back? And in life, this is kind of where you can be at in life, where you have two directions that you're going, and you have two options. And in this fly, it's to hopefully imitate two flies that look like they're going in the opposite directions, that provide an opportunity for the fly to choose, or the fish to choose which fly it wants. But no matter what it chooses, it's going to be hooked up. And sometimes God reminds us that even in life, we have choices that we have to make. And when we make them, that He is with us, and He loves us, and never leave us nor forsake us, which is the coolest part about Him. And that fly just definitely reminds me of that whenever you got a tough decision in life to make, and you don't know which way to go, and neither one necessarily is wrong. It's just, which way do you go? And God will be with you either way, and will not leave you, and that's the promise. And I'm experiencing that in my own personal life, and I'm excited to share that it's true. So once you've got your hackle tied on after your thread base to back of the hook. Now, I didn't go over the bend of the hook. In life, you don't want to necessarily go around the bend too quickly in life. Stay on top, and make sure you enjoy what you can see and take your time. So we're gonna put that thread base on top so that the hackle is gonna stay on top whenever we're gonna start that wrap. But the easy step that I can bypass from whenever that hackle is already wrapped up and trying to get this tied in, this microsynthetic hurl. So I designed or measured out where I'm going to wrap up to, and then I just put in the hackle, tie it in there, and once it's tied in, I'm going to bring my thread back behind to the microsynthetic hurl, because I still have to tie off the hackle once it gets up there. So we're just going to take your hackle, and I've noticed whenever I wrap things up here, I apologize that sometimes it looks like you're getting seasick, and I'm still working on making sure that we have the best options for you guys, and this is my hope that everything keeps getting better along this journey, and we appreciate you being with us. And I tell you, it has been a blast so far. And if you can just take this hackle and you can bushy it up, when I mean bushy it up, you can really wrap it up in there and get some real sizable, noticeable wraps in there, and to get it around that hackle barb, or that barb there, so that the hackle doesn't necessarily snap on you, you can just kind of put your finger on top there, and you're not going to necessarily break up or smash down the barb, so you can lift that hackle right around there, that tip of that barb, of that hook. Lots of barbs going on, and then we're just going to tie that off right behind where we tied in the microsynthetic curl, and everything's just perfectly waiting for the next step for us. And it may just say, well, that's all that material getting in the way. Take your time. There's a lot of things in life that are just going to be in your way sometimes. And I had a discussion with two gentlemen that came into the shop, and we're not open today. And God showed me that sometimes He'll bring opportunity even whenever you don't expect it. And sometimes it's just to talk. And this moment opportunity with these two gentlemen was, I got to share. I said, if you just take your time and you're in traffic, and I am a very frustrated sometimes driver. I used to be, and I tell you, sometimes whenever you get freed from stress and anger, you start to notice that you can just relax and you can see some of the things that are going on a lot easier. Sometimes you can see someone who's going to just cut you off, so you sometimes feel like you're just going to push the pedal a little bit more quicker so that they don't, and make sure they don't cut you off. And so you're going to get in front of them, and now they have to get behind you, and now you get to the light and you both are stopped at the light. Or if you get both through, cool, you both get through the light. But if you don't get through the light, now you got this person behind you who's mad. Now you got to potentially watch your back, and people say, well, I can take care of myself. Well, what if you don't have to watch your back and stress at all? But what I'm saying is that if you can see these things whenever you're not as stressed and you're relaxed and you're kind of living a little bit more free in the spirit of how God intended you to be, I believe that I can see these people about to cut in front of you and cause these problems for you potentially that you can avoid. And I said to these two gentlemen, I said, if the light's going to stay green, we're both going to get through. I said, but if the light's going to turn red, we're both going to be stopped. I said, but I don't have to worry about him being upset, or whoever is in that car upset at me being behind me. And I don't have any stress sitting there at that light, worrying. And I can just enjoy my drive and my journey and my experience. All because I wasn't angered. I wasn't messed up or stressed out in my personal self enough so that I could allow God to just show me what's going on, enough to be able to take my time and make this journey a little bit more enjoyable along the way. And He'll show you how that goes on. But I will say that, if it's going to be a moment to be stopped or a moment to go, the first will be last and the last will be first. And that concept of fearful about being left behind, I was always worried about being swept under the rug and never forgot about. And that happens in a day and age. And I had a story in my life of being an orphan whenever I was a kid. But God says that He redeems us and He adopts us into the family of God. We're no longer an orphan. And the reality is that the hope that we can be changed and have this newness of being healed and not forgotten about, not seen, and you're not going to be left out. And this is a perfect example. This is a really high visible pattern that you can see easily on the water. And whenever you are taking your time and you can see things happening, you can be a little bit more able to see clearly, and that's just a benefit of the joy of walking in this life a little bit more stress-free and with the happiness and joy of God. And so, don't hide Jesus like you hide your fishing spots, guys, and appreciate you, and we'll talk to you later. Catch you later.